Your average online guru sells scam products. Now, here are some things that I'm sick and tired of hearing. How am I going to sell more products? This guy just built a shit landing page for me. How am I going to, change it up and make it convert? Should I sell a course or coaching program? Now, before we even go into, the abuse of info products, first thing you need to understand is if you look like a scam, people are more likely to treat you like a scam, like it's not rocket science, right? And I'm going to explain to you why you're not making sales and what you need to do in this video. So you want to stick to the end to see exactly what I'm talking about. It's 3 very key components that you need in order to make sales for your info product or any product at all. Right. So before we get into the video, my name is Brilliance and we build funnels and landing pages for info products or any kind of product really. So if you want to build a funnel or landing page for your product, click the link below and schedule a call with my team and we'll see how we can help you. Right. So let's get into the video. So let me explain what an info product is. An info product is a product that teaches you how to do a specific type of thing. Now, this could be high ticket sales, how to have better sex, how to make more money, how to do anything. Like an info product is basically just selling information. And there are there are 3 key components you need if you want to make sales with your info product. Now, we've helped our clients generate multiple millions of dollars online. We've helped our clients generate hundreds of thousands every single month. And I'm here to share with you the knowledge that I have from building these info product landing pages and funnels for our client. So I have a list here. So the first one is going to be your product and your offer. Now it's quite easy to nail this down. It's not simple, but it's easier. Let me say it's simple, but it's not easy, right? You need to create a product that is not trash. And quite honestly, it's not easy to create a good product, right? It takes time, but the reason why you see a lot of, scam info products, people talk about, people scamming them of their money for, shitty courses, is that most products are just shit, right? They might not intend to scam the user of the money, but the product does not deliver on the promise. And really, all there is, there's not much to explain about creating a good product. It's really just understanding what you're doing at a very deep level and spending time crafting this product. I myself have tried to create an info product. I've seen the amount of work that goes into it. It's not something that you just go into and you just create like a high quality product. You need time. And then after you create your product, the next thing you need to look at is creating an offer around your product. Now, this is where you need to read something like $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. You need to create something that is aligned with the promises that you're making, right? You need to make your offer intertwined, like kind of looping around all the promises that you're making and alleviating all the pain points of your ideal prospect. So Alex Hormozi has an amazing book about this, so I recommend that you go check that out. Now, the second one is going to be your copywriting. Now, before you write even a single line of copy for your landing page, there's some things that you need to understand, because if you don't understand these things, quite honestly, your landing page is not going to work, your funnel is not going to work, nothing is going to work, because there are 2 main reasons why funnels and landing pages don't work. And the number 1 is the research, and the number 2 is money. Because why the number 1 is research is because even if you put money towards a poorly researched landing page or funnel, it's never going to work. So the research always has to come first. You need to understand your customers' pain points, needs and wants. You need to understand their core beliefs and values. You need to understand their thought chains, their awareness levels, their goals, dreams, and desires. You need to understand their habitual patterns. You need to understand their limiting beliefs and inner dialogues. You need to understand their desired outcomes. You need to understand the main problems and the impacts of those problems. And you need to understand the future identity traits that they want to possess. Now, there's also a part called the Dan Kennedy sequence of beliefs, which I'm going to go into in another video. But this video, I just want it to be simple and straightforward so you can take away something that you can go and implement right away. The other stuff is complex, right? So, and the reason you need all of this information, pain points, awareness levels, all this stuff, the reason you need all this information is because you need to understand your prospects deeply before you can ever sell anything to them. Like, think about your girlfriend. Like, if your girlfriend communicates in a certain way, you need to communicate in that way as well to match the frequency, the communication level. You need to, if she's saying, oh, you don't want me to be around you, and you see it as, okay, this girl is kind of like, nagging, stuff like that, it's most likely going to cause a problem. But when you think about it as, okay, she actually wants to be around you, right? She wants to spend more time with you instead of, taking it personal. It's going to help you communicate with her in a way that what you're going to say is going to be a lot malleable, and she's going to be a lot more receptive to it. So you need to think about, prospects like dating, right? It's like dating is basically the same thing. You need to understand the prospect that you're going for before you can actually approach them and then explain to them how you can help them solve a problem, right? So once you have all of this data, you can now go in and write your copy in a way that is going to be congruent. Because if your prospect is like a 40-year-old woman, you're not going to write to her like she's an 18-year-old. Like, it's not going to work. That's how really this works, right? So you need to intensify the pain points and then elicit the emotions, because people buy with emotions and justify with logic. So once you elicit the emotions, you can be able to go in, link your solutions to these pain points that you've listed, and then put the solution as your product. Use a product as a solution and then link the solutions to the problems. That is how you write copy that is effective, right? There's a lot more layers to it, but this is like a high level overview of how you should think about it. So let's say, for example, fitness. How to lose fat in 90 days while eating everything that you want. So there are people who want to eat whatever they want and get in shape, right? So something that is going to be very appealing to them is a headline that says, lose fat, gain confidence, build muscle while eating chocolate, strawberries, cakes, everything you want to eat, right? That's going to be very, very appealing to them. So you need to understand your ICP very well. This is the most important part. And then when you have your ICP nailed down, you can now go in and, okay, say I want to run ads, I want to start pushing organic content, I want to start doing all of these things that require time, effort, and money, right? So the third one is going to be your landing page. Now, the landing page is one of the most important components in this, right? And the reason is because your landing page is where you convert your traffic. And if you can't convert your traffic, you're not going to make money. You can have all of the traffic in the world. Like, you can send people who want to buy mangoes to a landing page that is selling oranges. Guess how many you're going to sell? You're going to sell 0. Right? So that's why you need to dial in your landing page, because if your traffic is right and your landing page is not right, you're not going to make any sales. End of story, right? So the way we do this is there's a structure. You need to make sure your landing page flows according to, the psychological awareness of your prospect. So you don't go build a landing page and say, okay, buy this stuff. That's the mistake that a lot of people make when they're building landing pages. You need to go first and say, okay, this is the headline, this is the sub-headline, this is the VSL, this is CTA, and then you have the social proof. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why it's structured that way. Now, the reason why you want to have your headline at the top is because this is the single most important component you need on your landing page. Without this, no one is checking out your landing page. No one knows what you do. No one is going to buy, right? And our goal is we want people to buy. So if you want to do this effectively, you need to make your headline polarizing, make it ask a question, make it promise a dream outcome, something along those lines, something that is going to make the prospect feel an emotion, whether positive or negative, right? So for example, there's some examples I have for you that we did for our client. So make your first $1,000 online. This promises a dream outcome. The new untapped way to make $10,000 a month. This promises a dream outcome as well and makes a bold claim in 14 days. Right, the new untapped way to make $10,000 a month in as little as 14 days. Drive safer. Actually, I think it's drive to a safer future. Drive to a more secure future. Something like that. Right. So these headlines all promise dream outcomes. Now there are some, like there's one I used on my landing page once. That was, why did you kill your course? So this is going to ask a question, and it's also going to elicit an emotion from the prospect who's on the page. So you have to hook their attention once they land on the page. This is the whole goal of a headline, to grab their attention, right? And then once you have the headline, you want to go into the sub-headline, and basically the sub-headline is very simple. All you need to do is just expand on what the hook has said in a small way. So for example, the one I told you that we said, make your first $1,000 online. What we did as a sub-headline was learn what to sell, who to sell, and how to sell it. Who to sell to and how to sell it, right? So that was the sub-headline, and it expands briefly on what the hook said. And then that's when you want to go into the VSL. And the VSL also needs to be structured in a certain way. And I'm also going to give you a little tip. VSLs, when they are edited, generally perform better than when they are unedited, right? So this is something that obviously it's not an end-all be-all. There could be a case where unedited VSLs perform, but from what I've seen, most edited VSLs perform very, very well. right? So, and you want to have a VSL anywhere from, 4 minutes to like 20 minutes, depending on the niche and depending on the kind of message you want to pass across, and also depending on the traffic type, right? If the traffic is already sold to some point, let's say 50% or 40% sold, you don't need like a super long VSL, right? So, but if the traffic you want to like, this is the first time seeing the offer and you need to like really sell them on it, 14, 20 minutes, it's a good point. So, you want to have all the questions that your ideal prospects ask, and you want to arrange them in descending order of frequency. Now, what does this mean? Like, find the most asked question, make it the number one. The second most asked question, make it the number two. The third most asked question, like that, in descending order, right? And then answer these questions in that order. Answer these questions in that order, and then at the end of the VSL, you want to plug in your solution, and then give them a CTA saying, okay, join out with the link below, wherever, Then after that, we need to go into the CTA. Now, this is where you get to make your user or your prospect take action, because if you have CTA that is descriptive or bold or doesn't like say exactly how they're going to proceed, they're not going to click it. This is all psychological, right? You're not just going to say buy now. You need to tell them, okay, try now for $1, join now, sign up now for free, get 10% off when you sign up. Like, all this kind of stuff is going to incentivize people to click, because they understand exactly what's going to happen after they click the button. So it's very important to nail these things down. Now, there's also another psychological trick you need to be using on your landing page CTAs, and it's basically just placing payment processor logos under the CTAs. This is very effective, and the reason why it's effective is because it introduces the idea of making a purchase, right? So when you have Klarna, Visa, MasterCard, Stripe, PayPal, all these logos under there, like, people are already familiar with this payment processor. So when they see that, they automatically, their brain, this is like an automatic response. Their brain goes, okay, I'm about to make a purchase, right? This is psychological. So it's very important to have that there. It helps conversions. Now, the next thing we want to have is your social proof. Now, people like to envision themselves as already enjoying the benefits when they see other people enjoying the benefits. So you want to see, you want them to imagine in their head that they are already experiencing this. Our brain can't discern, our brain cannot differentiate between real and fake. So you need to place people who are already at the dream outcome or already experienced the benefits on the landing page there, just below the CTA. You want to have images that are stacked together, and you can also make them like overlap each other a little bit just for styling, but you want to have them stacked together, and then you want to have the amount of people you've helped, right? So let's say you've helped 5,000 people, 200 people. You want to join 200 people who are doing blah blah blah, join 5,000 people who have been able to change their lives or making $20,000 a month. So this is very important, because people like to put themselves in the shoes of people who are already experiencing a good thing. Now, we're going to get into the meaty part of this video. Now, the next thing you want to do is the problems. You want to do pain intensification. And this is done for a specific reason, and it's to make sure that you're tapping into all the negative emotions that your prospect has about a particular problem. This is very important, because if you don't elicit these emotions, they won't really feel like I said, people buy with emotions and then justify with logic. They won't really feel enough emotion to be able to say, okay, I want to buy this thing, right? So we want to intensify all the pains, tell them why what they're doing right now is not working, and the implications of staying where they are or using the product that they're using. So after the problems, intensify all those things very, very clearly, make it clear cuts, and then you want to move into the solutions. You want to break down how your product is going to help them solve this problem. Back to what I said about linking the solutions to the problems. You want to address each problem. And let's say a card. Let's say you're using cards for the problems and solutions, and you have the problems listed in cards. You want to link the problems to each of the solution cards. So let's say one of them is you cannot make $10,000 a month in your business model. So in the solutions, we want to have, let's say clothing brand is going to be your goal, is going to be your mechanism to get to $10,000 a month. And here's why. So that is very, very effective, and you want to move in this particular structure that I'm telling you, right? Now, after that, the next thing that you want to have a roadmap that is going to show them exactly how to get from where they are, which is the painful situation, to the dream outcome. And this is for a very simple reason. It's just to help them visualize how they get there step by step. If you have 6 steps, 10 steps, 20 steps that they have to take, list them all out on the landing page. This is going to help them see, okay, this is a step 1 I'm going to take once I join the community or the course. This is step 2, finding leads. This is step 3, blah, 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 creating my whatever. Like, just list the step by step until you get to the dream outcome, whether that be getting laid, having better sex, getting to $10,000 a month, making $20,000 a month, whatever the case might be, right? So you want to have that roadmap. Now, after the roadmap, the next thing you want to have is a very, very important piece of a landing page, and it's value stacking. People always like to feel like they're getting a deal, right? If you want to make people feel like they're getting a deal, you need to increase the perceived value of what you're selling. You need to make them understand this is what you're getting, this is what you're getting. You're getting all of this stuff. Instead of paying $10,000, you're going to pay $1,000 for all of this, right? They feel like they're getting a deal. So for one of our clients, what we did was, it's a clothing brand course and community, and they get access to 7-figure entrepreneurs who have clothing brands. They have access to, an elite network. So we had to list all of that stuff, which normally is going to be above the ticket price, which is $1,500. But we had to list all the stuff, put the price tag behind it, beside it. So let's say, for example, coaching calls with this person costs $500 an hour. Let's stack all of that, show them all the deliverables that you have. You need to know everything, how many hours your course is, to be able to do this effectively. We want to increase the perceived value that you have of our program. Right? So after we're done with this section, the next section we want to go into is the reviews. We want to show them these are the people who are doing what we're trying to sell you. These people are already doing this, and these people are successful. Now, these reviews could be screenshots, it could be video testimonials, it could be video interviews, and I'm going to tell you the I'm going to arrange it in order of effectiveness. Now, video interviews are very effective, and then after video interviews, you have video testimonials, and after video testimonials, you have screenshots, and after screenshots, you have text reviews. This is the hierarchy for effectiveness for reviews. So ideally, you want to have video interviews, but if you don't have video interviews, you can use video testimonials. And then after the video testimonials that you have there, you can now go into the pricing. So the pricing is where you get to do another set of value stacking, not as detailed as the first value stacking section, but the reason is because we want to reiterate to them, this is what you're getting. This is what you're getting for this price, right? You want to make them understand. It's just like sales. You can't just go in and tell somebody, okay, my price is $2,500. I used to make this mistake myself. I'll tell them, okay, the price is $2,500, right? But you need to break it down to them. What does $2,500 get me? You need to explain to them exactly what $2,500 gets them in order for them to make that purchase. Even though they've seen every other thing, you need to explain it to them again. So break it down to them again. Put the price tags behind it, and then take them to the pricing. And remember, at the CTA, you always want to have your premium processor logos underneath the button, so that it's still going to introduce that idea of making a purchase, right? So after the pricing section, you want to have a story section. And the reason why we want to have a story is because we want to and this story must not necessarily be placed after the pricing. It could be at the top, let's say after the solution, or maybe after the problem. Anywhere, like, we could obviously test this out, right? But most of our clients, what we do is we place it after the pricing, because if they scroll past the pricing, it means that they're probably having some objections, or they have some doubts about the program, right? So we want to give them a story, and the reason is so that they can place themselves in this story and see that it is possible for them to get to that dream outcome. So if you have like a story about your journey to get to a particular dream outcome, you want to list that. You want to have that there. And then after the story, we want to have a call section. And notice how this all flows according to psychology, like the psychological awareness level of your prospect, right? So after the story, we want to have the call. And the reason we want to have the Calendly there embedded, or whatever platform you use, is we're using this as a win-back strategy. So if these people are still scrolling up until this point, they're most likely having some doubts, like we explained. So we want to give them the chance to book in a call with our team, so that when they book in a call with our team, we have the opportunity again to close them on the call. So that's why you need to have a call after this. Then after the call, you want to have your FAQs. And your FAQs are basically going to answer all the questions that your prospects might have. So you want to list, let's say 7 to 15 most asked questions, just like a VSL, but actually listed in accordance, right? So you want to have the questions and then you want to have the answers. So after this, you want to have your footer, basic stuff. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And this is basically, I've given you all the source that we've used to generate millions and millions of dollars for clients. And if you need a landing page or funnel done for your info product or any product at all, just click the link below, schedule a call with my team, and we'll see how we can help you. And also, if you have any questions about this video, you want to get any clarity, just leave a comment below. And also let me know what kind of videos you want to see from me in the future. I'll be putting out these videos a lot more frequently. And before we go, my name is Brilliance, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace. Love you.